Hey YouTube, Mark here. Tonight is my night to make dinner, so I want to make something that you've actually seen us make in some previous stuff. Back when the family and I went to, I think it was Custer State Park, did a quick video on this dish here. So we didn't show all the steps or anything like that, we just talked about it real quick. But today I'm actually going to show you what we do to make our election lunch. It is a slow cooker recipe. And let me show you what I got laid out here and we'll get into it. For this recipe you're going to need some Andouille sausage. We really like this type of sausage because it gives a lot of flavor, lots of spice and everything. Good smoke flavor in the Andouille sausage, very good. Need 1 large onion diced, 1 stalk of celery thinly sliced. Got 1 can of butter beans, 1 can of kidney beans. The liquid has been drained and these have not been rinsed, but I want to reserve this liquid. I might need this later. And then I also got garbanzo beans. These have been drained and rinsed. We also need a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, a teaspoon and a half of mustard powder, and 2 tablespoons of honey, and 1 can of diced tomatoes with green chilies. So this is a slow cooker recipe, but it's not really all that slow. It's not something that you stick all in the crock pot and simmer for 10 hours and then you serve it up and eat it. This is a little bit of, we're going to cook a couple of the ingredients. What we're going to do is we're going to saute the onions and the andouille real quick just to get a little brown color on them. And then we'll stick everything in the crock pot, set it on low, and let it go for maybe 4 hours. So this is actually quite a quick crock pot recipe. And I'm going to show you a few other secrets on how to set up your crock pot if you have to go off and work during the day and you don't have time to come home and turn the crock pot on for a short run like this. So let's get into it. Alright, first thing we need to do is we need to saute the onions in andouille. So I got my burner on high. Something I forgot to tell you too that you need is a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, once your oil gets kind of glimmery like that, and you're maybe seeing some whiffs of smoke, we'll add in our andouille and our onion. Here's a little culinary vocab for you. The word saute is basically French for jump. So when you saute something, you gotta do it over high heat, stir it all the time, and you're really getting into it, okay? So that is what a saute is. If it's a sweat, it's lower temperature, take a little longer, and you don't have to stir it as often. Okay, that's about all the color I need. Okay, now that the sausage and onions are all sauteed, everything can just go right in the crock pot now. We can add the kidney beans, the butter beans, the garbanzo beans, the celery, the Worcestershire sauce, the onion powder, the honey. Sometimes we leave the honey out, but I'm going to do it this time. The can of tomatoes with peppers. Sorry, with chilies, not peppers. And then we'll add some of the liquid to just basically cover everything. I'm going to give it a little stir so it's a good even mix of everything. And look at it, we'll take it all. If you have a smaller crock pot, this is a 6-quart. If you have a smaller one, you might not need all that liquid. And then we'll just stir it in. Okay, so now we can just throw the lid on, set it on low, and let it go for 2 to 4 hours. Now the thing is, it's only coming up on 10 o'clock. So if I do it now, supper's going to be ready by 2. So what I'm going to do, I have a little timer here. And what I can do, I want to eat at 6 o'clock. Okay, so I'll have it turn off at 6. That means I got to go back 4 hours to where it turns on at 2. So everything, this is basically the time right now. It's coming up on 9:45. So then once it hits the 2 o'clock, it will turn on and turn off at 6. Pretty cool, I think. Plug it into the wall. Plug the crock pot into it. Set it on low and forget about it. So it's been about 3.5 hours. Got my ladle spoon here, and I'm hungry. I want to eat, so let's dish up. Now there's a couple of ways you can serve this. You can serve it straight up, or you can even make some rice and put it over rice. But I'm just going to eat it the way it is. This is really good. And I tell you, that andouille gives it all the flavor. It really does. And andouille just gives it a little smoke, a little spice. Just wonderful. When we first started doing this, we were just using just like a regular, like a brat. But man, we found out that putting this Cajun Andouille in there upped the flavor quite a bit. You can serve this over rice if you want. So if you got more people, you can kind of thin it out with the rice and go a little farther. We got a couple of rolls going in the oven, so you know, a little bread with this is good. But yeah, this is one of our favorites. Well, this is Mark saying thanks again for watching. I'll see you on the road.